everybody. How are you? So, this is strange. We were live and we were doing the video. Disappointed Dahlia and I. Remember? Yeah, here she is. We were doing the learning and listening activity and we were having so much fun, and then Facebook said, "We are having trouble finding your signal now, and we are sorry, but we can't tape you anymore." And so suddenly we stopped. So Disappointed Dolly and I decided that we would make a video, a new one, so that kids who missed it could try it, and those of you that were there can finish the activity. And so that's what we're doing. So here we are again. Yeah. And so if you didn't get to do the activity the first time, what you want to do is make sure you go to mrsrobbins.com. Yeah. And go to the Learning Lab and print off the activity that says it goes with Facebook. It's in week 6, right at the top of the page of the Learning Lab. And print it off. And you will have a paper, and it's going to have some shapes on it. And another page has a big giant circle on it. And so that's what you want to have to do this activity. However, if you don't have a printer and you can't do that, actually, this one, you can do it with some crayons or a marker and paper, and I can show you the shapes to draw so that you can participate too. All right? Yeah, that'd be good. Great. All right. Oh, hold on one sec. Oh, you're right. Dolly is right. She said, if you didn't see the live, then you didn't get to sing our song with us. Yeah, and so we should sing it again. I think you're right. The more we get together, the more we get together, the happier you'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Yay! Okay. All right. So, now, there are, as I discussed earlier, shapes everywhere, all around. You see shapes everywhere in your world. There are shapes like your house. But what is your house? Your house is shaped like a square or a rectangle, right? How about food? A slice of pizza. What shape is a slice of pizza? Did you say triangle? Yeah, right? There are shapes in jewelry. I have circles and ovals. There are shapes in toys. There are shapes in the world. If you're driving around, look, and you'll see shapes everywhere. Road signs, right? There's an octagon for a stop sign. Yield signs are triangles. Stoplights have circles on them. So there are just shapes everywhere. And in your house, if you look around, there'll be pictures and the clocks. See the clock in the picture back of me on the wall. The picture of Trouble, my old dog, is a square. The clock is a circle, right? On my refrigerator, you see some squares and some ovals. So shapes are everywhere. So part of the activity and lesson that we're looking at today is going to be based on shapes. But also, this week, week 6 in Miss Robbins' neighborhood, we've been talking about growing. And so the other thing that this activity is going to talk about and be related to is growing. And there are all kinds of activities in Mrs. Robbins' neighborhood to do for growing. So that's really neat. So, are you ready? I talked a lot. I gave you enough time to make sure that you have paper and some crayons, or you got to go print the activity from the Learning Lab, so you're ready to go. All right. So, the way we do it is we're going to turn the shapes into the paper that you have in front of you, or the ones you're going to draw, into actual things. And in order to do that, you're going to have to listen to the clues and then follow the rules, follow the directions that I give you to turn the shapes into certain pictures. All right? Okay, so here we go. Here's the first one. Let's see. The first shape that you're going to do is this half circle. This half circle, which if you're drawing your own, is the bottom part of a circle and a straight line across. Some people might call it a semicircle, but it's a half circle. And so I decided that that's a fruit bowl. So you are going to turn it into a fruit bowl. All right. So if you already did this, then you can just wait, or you can add some pictures to your fruit or something. But so you're going to turn it into a fruit bowl. And here's what I want you to put into the fruit bowl. First, I want you to color the fruit bowl blue. So color it blue. Do that now. And then I'm going to tell you what I want you to put into your fruit bowl. So now that you've colored the fruit bowl blue, you have to add some fruit to your fruit bowl. So, but listen, I'm going to tell you what color fruit I want you to add. So I want you to add 1 piece of red fruit to your fruit bowl. 1 piece of red fruit. Then I want you to add 1 piece of green fruit. Go ahead, draw it. Add a piece of green fruit. What fruits are green? Got to use a lot of thinking in this activity. All right, now I want you to add a piece of purple fruit to your fruit bowl. Purple. I can think of some purple fruit. Now I want you to add a piece of yellow fruit to your fruit bowl. Good. Last one. Add a piece of orange fruit to your fruit bowl. All right. Now we'll see if your picture looks like mine and how ours are the same and different, right? So here's my fruit bowl. Here's Mrs. Robin's fruit bowl, see? And so Mrs. Robin added an orange for my orange fruit, and a banana for my yellow fruit, and a plum for my purple fruit, and a bunch of green grapes for my green fruit, and an apple for my red fruit. So some of you may have chosen different fruits. As long as the colors are correct and you have all of those pieces of fruit in your fruit bowl, then you follow directions. Good job. And so I don't know if we can think of some things. Let's see. Somebody might have chosen a lime for green, or red grapes, or apples are yellow and green and red, right? There's all different kinds. A mango is orange. So yeah, there's purple grapes. So fruits have lots of different colors you might have chosen. All right, so now the next shape that we're going to do on here is this funny shape down here. It looks like a rectangle, except for it has corners that are rounded. Okay, so you can draw that if you don't have your Mrs. Robbins paper. So for that one, I want you to turn it into a vegetable garden. Now, what do I want you to put in your vegetable garden? Here are your clues. I want you to have 3 rows of vegetables in that garden. All right? Now, what's a row? Things all in a line, yeah? So you're going to have 3 rows. 1 row has to have green vegetables. So go ahead. Make a row of green vegetables in your garden. Good. The next row needs to have yellow vegetables. Make some yellow vegetables for your garden. A row of yellow. So now you should have a row of green vegetables and a row of yellow vegetables. Now I want you to add another row of vegetables, and this one you can choose. You can choose what color vegetable, what kind that you want to put in that last row. And go ahead and do it. All right, let's see if yours is like mine. We'll see if anybody chose the same ones I did. So I chose 8 green cucumbers for my green vegetable. And I chose 6 yellow squash for my yellow vegetables. And I chose purple eggplants. And maybe some of you have never even tried an eggplant before. They're pretty big, and they have like a fat end and a thinner end. And they look like this, sort of. So you also could have chosen a different number. So say you chose green lettuce. Heads of lettuce are big round circles, right? So you wouldn't be able to fit as many in your row as I did because I chose long skinny cucumbers. So now let's count how many vegetables are in your garden. Count them all up. All right, I'll count mine. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have 17 vegetables in my garden. That's a lot. How many are in your garden? All right, let's do the next one. All right, so now the next one was you had a rectangle on your paper. And so you can draw the rectangle like this. Rectangle has 2 long sides, 2 shorter sides. Okay. And I want you to turn that rectangle, your first rectangle up there next to your fruit bowl, and turn it into a truck. Yeah. So, what can you do to turn that rectangle into a truck? Well, first off, you probably need some circles on the bottom that are black to be tires or wheels, yeah? All right, so now, here's some more things I want you to do with your truck. I want you to put a driver in your truck. So, if you didn't put a cab on the truck, somewhere where a driver could sit, you might want to add one of those. Put a driver in your truck. Then, I want you to color your truck orange. All right. Okay. Now, here's the tricky thing. A lot of trucks, and this truck is going to be sort of a working truck, like a delivery truck or something, right? Because it's a big, like, tractor trailer kind of truck because of the shape. So, what does your truck do for a job? Like, what is its function? What does it do? Does it carry things? What I'd like you to do is try to put something on the truck that lets people know what the truck does for a job. What is its purpose? So you could draw a picture, or you could write words like a company or a logo. A logo is like a symbol that you could recognize for the truck. So do that. All right, I'll show you what I came up with, and we'll see how ours are the same and different. So here's my truck. I turned my rectangle into a truck. I followed the directions. I colored it orange, and I put a driver in my truck, as you can see. I put some wheels on my truck, and so I decided that my truck was a food delivery truck, and so I put this picture. It's supposed to be a grocery cart. We can't be great at everything, so it's my grocery cart. And so mine's a delivery truck that delivers food. Pretty important now, right? We have a lot of people that are working really hard to make sure they keep delivering food for us during the coronavirus right now. So pretty special people out there doing that job. All right, let's do another one. Okay, so now you have an upside down triangle that you're going to be working with. And so if you're drawing your own, because you don't have my paper, then you want to draw this one. This is an upside down triangle. Now, with that one, we're going to turn it into an ice cream cone. How are we going to do that? Well, first off, you have to draw some lines on that triangle to make it look like an ice cream cone. So do that. Put some lines on that triangle. Then you're going to put 2 circles on top of that ice cream cone. And those are going to be your scoops of ice cream. Okay. Now comes the even more fun part. What is your favorite kind of ice cream? Think about it. Is it, could it be chocolate, strawberry? How can you color those 2 circles so that they look like your favorite flavor of ice cream? That's what I want you to do. So, and when you're done, you're going to have an ice cream cone that's full of your favorite ice cream. All right, ready? Could see Mrs. Robbins. So here are my lines I drew to make it look like an ice cream cone. And then I made mine green with little black specks so that it looks like, hopefully, mint chocolate chip. I like mint chocolate chip. I wonder what flavor you guys chose. If you chose a really hard flavor like, oh gosh, Rocky Road or something, that'd be hard to draw. That would have like a whole bunch of things, chocolates and nuts and birthday cake batter and all the fun flavors they have out, yeah? All right. Let's do another one. I think the next one on your sheet is the caterpillar. So, if you don't have my sheet, you can draw a little caterpillar like this. If you do have my sheet, you can use that one. All right, so that caterpillar is going to grow a chrysalis, or another word is cocoon. And so when caterpillars grow, they go through different stages. So it's going to wrap himself up and spin this cocoon around him. And when he's inside, he's going to be eating and getting bigger and growing. And then when he emerges, goes through this really tricky word called metamorphosis. But when he pops out of this cocoon, he's going to be a beautiful insect. If you know what kind of insect this caterpillar is going to turn into, I want you to turn him into it on your paper. I want you to draw that so that he is the new insect. If you don't know what he turns into, then you can color your caterpillar green and draw a nice juicy green leaf next to him so he can have something to eat. All right, so go ahead and do that. Some of you may have heard of a very famous story called The Very Hungry Caterpillar while you're drawing your picture. I could tell you about it. And the very hungry caterpillar goes into the cocoon and he eats and eats and eats and eats and eats. And when he pops out, he's a beautiful. Did you know? All right. Well, here's Mrs. Robbins. Mrs. Robin knew that the caterpillar is going to turn into a butterfly, so I drew this butterfly and I decorated it. Butterflies come in all kinds of beautiful colors. You should be seeing them now in your neighborhoods. Maybe you'll see some yellow ones with black stripes. I think they're called tiger butterflies. And then there's blue and black butterflies and monarch butterflies, orange and black. So all kinds of different butterflies. And if you didn't know, then you colored your caterpillar green and you drew a nice juicy leaf. Maybe it looks different than mine. That's okay. All right, let's do the next one. All right, so the next shape is another, I don't know which one. Let's do the triangle, the regular triangle next. And so your regular triangle is this one. It's right side up, not upside down. And that triangle, I want you to turn into a Christmas tree. How can you do that? Well, first you need to add a trunk. So add a trunk to that Christmas tree. A brown trunk is good, but you can make it whatever color. Then I want you to color the Christmas tree in green. Okay. All right, probably doesn't take too long to color because these are not very big shapes we're working with, right? All right, so next I want you to add 4 red ornaments. What's an ornament? Well, ornaments come in all kinds of shapes, right? They're the beautiful little decorations that you hang all over your Christmas tree. So you can draw 4 red ornaments. Then the next thing I want you to put on your Christmas tree is garland. So garland is that rope, I guess is a good word for it, that people decorate and they hang and they put all around their Christmas tree. Sometimes it's sparkly tinsel. Sometimes it's made of popcorn or cranberries. Sometimes it might be made of beads, right? So I want you to make blue garland on your tree. Decorate your tree with blue garland. And then the last thing I want you to put on your tree is a star at the top, a yellow star. So stars are tricky to draw sometimes. Some people draw stars using triangles. Yeah, you can draw a triangle, a right side up triangle, and then you can draw an upside down triangle, and it can turn into a star. I might be able to show you while I'm waiting for you to color your Christmas tree and put your 4 red ornaments and your blue garland and your yellow star. So you could put an upside down triangle and a right side up triangle, and it turns into a star. Could be an easy way for people who have trouble drawing because stars are tricky. All right, now let's see what your tree looks like and what mine looks like. So here's my Christmas tree, and it's green, and it has a brown trunk, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4 red ornaments, and it has a yellow star at the top. I did a good job listening to my own directions, huh? How did you do? Does your tree look nice? Okay. All right, now let's look at the other rectangle on your paper. Or you need to draw another rectangle if you don't have it. So again, the 2 long and the 2 short sides. This rectangle, I want you to turn into a house. All right. So I want you to put a triangle roof and a rectangular door. So you have to put a roof and a door. Got that? Then I want you to add 2 square windows. Square windows. Okay. Your house can be whatever color you want it to be. I was kind of thinking about the shapes on this one. So you should have a roof, a door, and 2 windows. Let's see what you did. Here's mine. I chose to make it all green. And so I have my triangular roof. I colored mine in. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I have my rectangular door with a little handle. And I put 2 windows. And then I put the window panes. Some of you may have put window panes like this. Some of you might just have square windows. That's okay. Either way is okay. And so there's a lot of shapes here, right? If we look at Mrs. Robin's picture, how many squares do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And how many rectangles? Well, we have the big house as 1, and then we have the door, right? Whole bunch of shapes in this, and a little circle doorknob. You could even add another rectangle up top to be a chimney, yeah? All right, let's do another one. We have 1 more. So there's 1 more circle, 1 more little circle on your paper. You can draw a circle, little circle, if you don't have one. And this time I want you to turn the circle into a clock. Now, if you're a big kid, I want the clock to say it's 2 o'clock. If you're a little kid, you can just put numbers around the clock. And maybe you're not sure of all the numbers, so you can just put marks if you're not sure and write the numbers you do know if you're a little kid. If you're a big kid, well, you know, 1 through 12 goes around a circle on a clock, just like my clock back there on the wall you see. And clocks have hands. It's funny that we call them hands, and the hands move around and they point to hours, and that's how we know what time it is, yeah? All right. So here's my clock, and you can see my numbers 1 through 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I know that the long hand goes on the 12 and the short hand points to the 2 for 2 o'clock. How'd you do? All right. So there were a lot of shapes there that we worked with. Now, I want you to do something else. I want you to take your shapes and I want you to think about them. Which of the pictures that you drew are things that can grow? Put a circle around the ones that grow. The ones that can grow, the ones that are alive, things that can grow. All right, let's see if you got them correct. Now, we'll start with the clock. You should not have a circle around your clock. Clocks cannot grow. They are not alive. How about, whoop, upside down. How about your garden, your fruit bowl? Well, this one's tricky. A bowl cannot grow, but fruit can grow. So if you put a circle around this one, yep, it's good. Fruit can grow. Okay, next one. Our vegetable garden. Did you put a circle around it? Vegetables grow. That can grow. All right. Now, how about your truck? You should not have a circle around your truck. Trucks cannot grow. Nope. How about your ice cream cone? Nope. Now, you may say, Mrs. Robin, it can grow if I put a whole bunch of scoops on top. So that would be true that the height could grow, but an ice cream cone cannot grow. How about your butterfly and caterpillar? Yes, they grow. So you should have a circle around those. How about a Christmas tree? A tree grows, right? You could have small trees, big fat trees. You should have a circle around it. And how about your house? Does a house grow? Mm-mm. Now, a family inside a house could grow, but a house cannot grow. It gets built, yes, and it can be made, and it can be made bigger, but it doesn't grow. It's not alive. Okay? All right. So now you see there's only one thing left to do. If you printed off Mrs. Robin's activity, you have this paper here. And if you didn't, you can turn over the paper you're using or get a new one and draw a big giant circle. And so now what I want you to do is turn this circle into something that grows. You draw it yourself and you create something that grows. And it can be anything you want it to be as long as it can grow. And what would be super great is after you did that, if you would post it to our Instagram page using the hashtag Mrs. Robin's Circle. All right? So I want you to draw something on it right now that grows. Mrs. Robin's going to draw with you. And Disappointed Dahlia is going to tell me what she wants me to draw on my circle. Ready? Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to turn my circle into something that grows right now, and you're turning your circle into something that grows right now. And then we can show each other, and then you can post it onto our Instagram page. Okay, I'm drawing mine. Get busy. Wonder what you're drawing. Mine's coming out pretty good, I think. We'll see. Not sure about this one. Well, I don't know. Everyone's not great artists, you know, but it's okay. Now, what do I need? Bet you want to know what I'm drawing. It's almost gonna be done. Is yours almost done? I'm almost done. All right. Well, my circle's done. I made something that grows. Did you? All right. Are you ready? Can you guess what I grew? What I drew? What I drew that grew? I turned my circle into a bunny. What do you think? Yeah? All right. Well, I'm going to post my bunny to our Instagram with the hashtag Mrs. Robin's Circle. And I hope you guys post so I can see what everybody turned their circles into. All right. Well, that's it for this lesson. I hope you had fun. We'll see you soon. See you next time.